HMAS Warrego, named for the Warrego River, was a Grimsby-class sloop of the Royal Australian Navy construction. She was laid down by the Cockatoo Island Dockyard at Sydney on 10 May 1939, launched on 10 February 1940, and commissioned into the Round on 21 August 1940. Operational history. Warrego served during World War II as an escort and patrol vessel escorting convoys, including the Pensacola convoy, in Australian waters and the Southwest Pacific. In late January 1942 the ship was assigned to the short-lived American British-Dutch-Australian Command. The ship was part of the escort led by US Houston with the destroyer US Perry and HMAS Warrego for a convoy composed of US-80 Megs, SS Mauna Loa, Portmar, and MV Tulungi, leaving Darwin before 2 in the morning of 15 February for Kopang, carrying troops to reinforce forces already defending Timor. By 11 o'clock, the convoy was being shadowed by a Japanese flying boat that dropped some bombs without causing damage before departing. The next morning another shadowing aircraft had taken position, and before noon the convoy was attacked by bombers and flying boats in 2 waves. After the attacks the convoy continued toward Timor for a few hours, with Houston launching a scout plane seeking the enemy position. ABDA suspected the presence of Japanese carriers, an imminent invasion of Timor, and a support fleet lying in wait, and thus ordered the convoy back to Darwin, which it reached before noon on 18 February. Warrego was in Darwin the next day when the Japanese attacked the port, and, though with a working party over the side, was one of the ships that got underway to contribute anti-aircraft fire to the defense. The day after the attack, Warrego escorted the damaged Swan through Clarence Strait and then resumed anti-submarine patrol off the port. Warrego was escorting the Dutch ship Karsik to Townsville when both ships were recalled to Port Moresby in order to form a convoy to bring forces to Milne Bay. With HMAS Ballarat, Warrego escorted Karsik and Dutch ship SS Bonteco in the first convoy into Milne Bay on 25 June 1942 with Australian troops, American engineers and supplies for the build-up of that base in preparation for port operations and airfield construction. Warrego, disguised with greenery, stood by as Karsik unloaded supplies at an improvised wharf until both sailed for Australia on 28 June. By the 11th of July, the sloop was back, escorting the Dutch ship SS Tasman, with Brigadier John Field and the 7th Brigade Group embarked as Milne force to protect airfields under construction. By late October, Warrego, HMAS Stella, and HMAS Polaris were assisting the survey vessel Paloma in surveying a safe passage for large ships from Milne Bay to Cape Nelson in order to provide large ship support to the Boona campaign that led to Karsik delivering tanks to Boona and the supply convoys of Operation Lilliput. The ship earned 5 battle honors for her wartime service: Darwin 1942, Pacific 1941-45, New Guinea 1942, Lingayen Gulf 1945, and Borneo 1945. Decommissioning and fate. Warrego was sold for scrapping in 1966.